Welcome to this episode of the Quiet Impact Podcast. I am your host, Stephanie Oden, and this is where we nurture, inspire, equip, ignite, educate, and empower introverted leaders and business owners just like you who are making waves quietly and with impact. And today I am thrilled to bring to you another Spotlight Achiever guest interview. And one of my favorite guest friends, fellow coaches to speak with. And I love what she's going to share. And let me give you a little teaser. Being an extrovert, living in an introvert world. Check this out. Shall we? We shall. Welcome to the Quiet Impact Podcast, where we nurture the journey of introverts who desire to achieve greater levels of influence, income, and impact. The go-to podcast for introvert achievers just like you, seeking purpose-driven growth. I am your host, Stephanie Oden. Welcome back to this episode of the Quiet Impact Podcast. I have with me another one of my guest spotlight achievers. And this one is unique. Normally I bring guests on that are also introvert achievers, but this one's not an introvert, but we're going to share more on that in just a little bit. We're not shy. We're not timid. We're not needing to be fixed. We're an introvert, and that is our superpower. Introverted AFF. Absolutely fabulous and feisty. And my guest today is Latasha White. And Latasha, would you just say hello to those that are watching?
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me. I am excited to be in this space with you introvert achievers.
Let me tell you a little bit about Latasha. We are unlikely colliders. She is the extrovert of extroverts. Okay. And I am not. And we had a chance. She was doing an event. I'll read her bio in just a little bit. She was doing an event, and I am a independent consultant for an essential oil company. That's one of the things that I do, and I'm multi-passionate. You've heard me talk about that before. And she asked me to come to her retreat, and I didn't know her. I don't even know why I said yes, other than and she said yes. Like she didn't know anything about essential oils or nothing. She's just like, well, sure, we'll come, we'll do it. And she said yes. And for me, that was one of those God-wink moments because both of us have been on this journey of personal development. We stay in the same city. We've not interacted at all. And I just believe that was one of those God winks that brought us together and has been a great friendship, sistership. And if there is anyone, I am a strong-willed person. And you have to watch those coach type people because they are something else when it comes to being coachable. And it takes a lot to get through to me. And there was something that she said that has really been instrumental in my journey. And I've given her props before. Now you get to meet the person who said it. I don't even know why she said it. I don't know what brought it out. I think it was a download. She felt like she was the one that could say it and I wouldn't take it some kind of way. She said, stop hiding in plain sight. So if you've heard me say that, this is the woman who caused that avalanche of me transforming into who I am now and how I show up and really leaning into that. So for that, I'm very, very grateful, and we'll get into some more stuff. But let me tell you her bio, then I'm gonna be quiet and let you guys hear from her. She is a certified John Maxwell speaker, trainer, coach, and also a DISC personality assessor and facilitator. She leads conferences, she does retreats, she does events. She actually have a series, the Victory series that she does. She helps women live in their passion and walk in their purpose as they find an abundant joy in their life. She believes that there is no excuse for elevating your walk and becoming a better version of yourself, despite the demands that you'll face. And that will come up as we share some of the things with you in this. In addition to the life coaching that she does, she's also a fitness coach, which we never saw that when we started hanging out. But that is a way that she expresses who she is. She brings her gifts to Power P Bouncing Company as an instructor, a founding board member, and as their chief coaching officer for their team. For me, it's how she navigates all the things: life coach, fitness, a nurse, a leader, an entrepreneur, an intrapreneur. How she does all those things is amazing to me. The bucket that she carries and she pours out from. So that's a little bit from me. Latasha, I didn't cover all your bio. What is something you want the listeners to know about you that's not in the bio?
What I want the listeners to know about me that isn't in the bio is that I lead with light and love, period. No matter what bucket I'm holding, no matter what hat I'm wearing, no matter who I'm serving, light and love is what I want to lead with.
Yeah.
Now, is it always received that way? Maybe not. Maybe not. However, that is always the heart that is behind the delivery that might not feel so good at the time.
Yeah. Sometimes love doesn't necessarily feel good.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
still love though.
That's
Right?
right.
It's
That's
it's
right. I
still
mean, I loved you all the way through me telling you stop hiding in plain sight.
and I listened, and that's a miracle. I mean, it takes a special person. Again, when you, that's one thing you do, is you deal with a lot of personalities that are strong-willed, and that's not a negative thing. That's actually a strength, because you have a certain resolve. At the same time, it takes a strong coach to be able to coach leaders who are comfortable in who they are, and you got to be comfortable in who you are, because we sometimes we something else.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Most of the time, it's the person that's going to tell me that they're not going to do it because they've already done X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, can I help you shift your perspective a little bit and look at it this way? Now, they have to be receptive,
Absolutely.
but I'm not going to say it.
Absolutely. And one of the reasons why I invited you on, other than, I absolutely think you're fabulous and people need to know that too, is I've been
Ditto,
watching.
ditto.
I've been watching, I'm a watcher, and you attract introverts. I don't understand it. Somehow we stick to you. We come to you, we stick to you. And I know you work with many that are more introverted, let's say that. What
Mhm.
is it about you that's a common thread that we're drawn to you?
I don't know for sure if I know why introverts are drawn to me, but I know why I need introverts.
Ah,
I
okay.
didn't always know that. And it was very interesting. Like, why do I have all these people who are like that? They're being quiet. And I'm like,
That sums it up. That's about it. Yes.
because now I know it took probably, no, not probably, it definitely took many, many years for me to figure that out. Of like, why does it look like that? Because God made me a certain way and He knows what I don't have. And the introverts in my life fill those gaps.
Ah, yeah,
Because I
that's
want to be out here leading the vision, doing this, doing that. And there has to be this stuff back here that needs to happen. And I'm not that person. So the introverts in my life fill those gaps. And I'm so grateful.
yeah. Yeah. And I love that you, one of the things I can definitely say from my perspective in interacting with you is you're very accepting. And that is one of the things I think that draws us to you, is you accept that. You've never once come in, like I've had people tell me, it's like a badge of honor when they tell me, well, Stephanie, you're being less of an introvert. You're coming out of your introvert shell. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Like, you're talking crazy right now. And that's never something that you come across. You just like, okay, well, that's fine. You're wired that way, but that wiring is not a limitation.
Right.
Let's see how we use that as a strength. Um,
Mhm.
so your business, tell me, I've alluded to it a little bit. So tell me how you help your clients.
The ways in which I do,
Yes.
or the
All
outcomes they.
the both the ways
Okay.
and the outcome.
Okay, so the ways in which I do is one-on-one coaching, and my bi-monthly events is primarily how I'm doing it right now. I do take speaking engagements now and then. I have one coming up in a couple of weeks, but I try to really scale back on the number of things that I do outside of the victory place. So if I'm going somewhere doing something that takes a different kind of energy to put out, right? And so usually it's the one-on-one that's easier for me to navigate. That's how I can help the person get through their hurdles the quickest. And then when I'm doing it in a group, it's usually with my events that are the victory series that there's a theme for that particular time, and that's the outcomes that we get during that. So that's how I serve. And the outcomes that usually happen are always client driven, but they're going to be the ones that they show up and say, this is what I think is going on. And then we work through it and figure out what's really going on to get the outcome that they really want.
Yeah. Now, you didn't mention anything, and I want you to. This whole Power P bouncing company, what is that? Like, what do you do with that? How do you serve through that? Tell us a little bit about that.
So Power P Balance Company is separate of the Victory Place. So that's why I didn't speak about that in that time, because it's separate. So I'm an intrapreneur for Power P Balance Company. So I lead the local, I was going to say branch. It's not a branch.
It's a branch. It's a branch. It's a branch. We've decided, listen, for my listeners, we were wondering how long it would take us before we lost it. And okay, we're coming back, but I knew it was gonna happen. So it's all good. Like, if you can't show up as you for real in
Right.
what you do, what the heck are you doing? Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
just show up. Show up. Okay.
And do that.
So the you're an entrepreneur, and how does that fit in what you're doing with the victory place? Because it aligns. So how does it align?
It absolutely aligns because I'm an inside out coach. And so I am never going to be the one who's going to tell you that you need to do this many reps and this many jumping jacks and this many, this and that, and not pay attention to what's going on the inside of you. Because usually the reason that you can't execute the number of whatever I'm asking you to do is because what you're carrying inside.
Mhm.
And so let's tap into that a little bit and speak to that while I'm asking you to do this. It's in tandem. Most people don't realize that that's what's happening when I'm doing it. But when I'm asking from a fitness coach standpoint for you to do more than what you think you can do in that moment, I know it's because of what's going on internally that you think you can't.
Mhm.
So that is how Power P Balance Company fits into my victory place hat.
Yeah. And and because I am in your classes, I
Mhm.
participate in your classes. Some of you may have seen some of the videos that I've shared relating to that. I know what she's doing when she's doing it. But here's what's important as for a leader. A good leader for me, and you may agree with this too, a good leader is humble enough to allow themselves to be led by a good leader.
All leaders should be led. If you can't be led, you're not a leader. That's the way I see it.
And sometimes that's missed because
Yes.
I see people in leadership positions that feel like they don't need to be led by anyone. If you see that, run. Okay.
Yeah.
If
Because
you see
that's
a
limiting
coach,
them.
right? If you see a coach that's coaching that doesn't have a coach,
Don't
call
trust them.
Latasha or call me because
Yeah,
you
don't
got
trust.
issues. You don't even know you got issues, but you got issues.
Um, right. I always say, don't trust a coach without a coach.
Don't trust a coach without a coach.
Yeah, that's like trusting a chef who doesn't eat their own food.
Right. Right. Exactly. long journey for you that you've been on, and one of the things I'd asked earlier, and one of the things that you shared when I asked, what were some of the moments that led you to where you are, and you mentioned, which is a term that I love, God winks. Share a little about how that ties in.
How God winks tie into my journey?
Hmm.
Oh my.
Like, okay. I know we don't have a lifetime. Let me give some framework. Let me give some
Okay.
framework.
Okay.
Let me break it down. Maybe looking at the last, I would say 11, 12 years. Like, how has that piece of the journey got you to where you are like right now, in terms of like links?
Okay. So I feel like God winks, I also call them downloads. So kind of the same thing. Also, I'll
Hmm.
use the term interchangeably. I definitely feel like I'm always asking God, like, where else do you need me in the kingdom? And then I get myself into trouble when I ask those things. Because he's always going to tell me.
He's gonna
I think,
answer.
yes, I'm like, I think I'm ready for the answer. I'm like, okay, where else do you need me in the kingdom? I'm good with what I'm doing now. What else should I be doing for you? And then he like throws something on me that I'm not even looking for. Like, wait a minute. You want me to now be a life coach? What? Wait a minute. You want me to now coach leaders? What? Wait a minute. Now you want me to be a fitness coach? Hold on, sir. All of those things, none of which I ever saw coming. I've worked in healthcare my entire life. I became a nursing assistant when I was in high school. And then I became a registered nurse, been doing it my whole life, like over 30 years. This is what I thought I was going to be doing. The ways in which I did that is what I thought would shift. The kind of nursing that you do, and all that has shifted. But then it's all these other hats that came on top of that that I was absolutely not looking for. At the end of the day, if I ask God what he wants me to do, my answer has to already be yes, or it's not going to go the way it's supposed to go. That's what I know for sure.
Hmm. I absolutely agree with you, and I appreciate you sharing that. With full transparency, is he's gonna answer,
What am I going to do with it?
and before you ask, make sure your answer is yes before you ask, because he's going to answer. Now, sometimes he tricks me. He tricks me, and I'll ask something, and he'll, yeah, that is not what I asked, sir, but I've already said yes, so I'm committed. I was like, that's not quite how I asked this. And I want to um, shift a little bit and ask you to share something, because I know from the point that, listeners, I have literally been wanting to have Latasha as a guest for a year and a half on the podcast. That's how long. And I also know God's timing is the right timing. And didn't know that it would be this time, but it is this time. And I really feel like I want her to be able to share with you, because I think it could help someone for reasons that I don't even know. And since we reserved our time together to be here, things have changed. And Latasha, please share as much as you're willing to share about a space and a season, because how you're choosing to navigate this season, I think, can help someone in a similar season, or a similar pivot point, or a similar transition. And I think it's really important, especially as strong people, for us strong people to hear that. So I hope my question makes sense in terms of laying it out there, and would you share, along those lines?
Sure. I absolutely will share. So, what Stephanie is alluding to is that since my yes to do the podcast, I lost my husband, love of my life, absolute best person God could have created for me. We had been married 29 years, together for 30. And it was very abrupt, very super sudden. And the ways that in which I have chosen to navigate that. And I don't know if I chose it, but it's how God has chosen it for me. I keep saying, don't wait until you need your cup to fill your cup. And I see it now. My cup was already full. I was already doing the things that I needed to do for me, independent of him. Like this is like it wasn't his job to make me happy. It wasn't his job to bring me joy. It wasn't his job to do any of that. And I navigated that way. Like I know that for sure. That's how we lived. And so like I miss him like crazy every single day. But what I also know is that I have a peace inside me of knowing that God has done for him what's best for him. I have to be okay that it's better for him. Yes, it hurts me. Yes, it hurts our children. Yes, it hurts our grandchildren, but it's what's better for him. He was the one who was suffering every single day. He's the one who had to navigate life's health changes and all these kind of things. He had a long life of chronic illnesses, and then just a very quick acute illness is what ended up causing him to pass. However, what I know for sure is that the peace of God is what gets me up out of the bed every day. The joy that he has in my heart is what I'm allowed to tap into in the moments that I'm like, what is even going on? I don't even know how to do my own taxes. Just full transparency. When I say things, I keep sounding like I must have been a kept woman. I never thought that I was, but I must have been. I never started a lawnmower. I like all these things. Like, okay, Jesus, what? But I'm learning. I'm learning how to navigate life in these last 30 days. But I will say, because I don't want to completely make light of it, but I want the listeners to hear joy still happens. It's okay to still laugh. You can be sad. You can grieve a thing. It doesn't even have to be a person. It could be a job loss. It could be a home loss. It could be whatever it is that you're grieving that you've lost that you no longer have. And life looks different now. That you still get to find the pockets of joy. You still get to get up and navigate in the ways that you need to versus what everybody else is telling you that you should do. No, no, you should lay down. You should feel sad. You should this and that. Those waves will come. And yes, you do have to listen when they come, but then you get up and you go at it again. And then when the wave comes again, you're like, okay, let me take a moment for me so that I can be okay. And the moments that you have that you can go do something, go do it. And then when you need to come back again, come back again. I have ridden this wave that I don't know how to navigate fully because I'm so used to being a doer. Go do this, go do that. I've scheduled this. It's time for this. It's time for that. It can't happen that way. It just cannot. I don't have the emotional capacity for it. That's all new for me. Listen to your body, do what it needs, allow support. People are telling you what you need. Listen to them because you don't know better for yourself when those shifts come. You just don't, even though you would like to.
Yeah, those are so good. So many nuggets. So many nuggets, especially two I want to highlight is one, you can be both. You can have joy and you can be sad at the same time. They can both exist.
Yeah.
Both of them can exist.
Yeah.
And as I think back, because again, we've known each other, we've done events together, so we've known each other for a while. God collided us, and I have heard you say it, but it's really coming full circle. I have heard you say this, that it was not his responsibility. Your happiness was not his responsibility. This is not the first time you've said that. You've said that years ago, that it's your responsibility. It's my responsibility to fill my own cup, make sure my own cup is full. It's your responsibility to make sure your own cup is full and nobody else's. And I looking back at that and seeing where you are now, it's yeah, you're living that piece out. And I think it's because you've hung around so many introverts that you understand the whole emotional capacity thing. Because we get that. Like you're speaking our love language. When you talk about emotional capacity, you are right here, sister. You are right here. Like
Well,
we
let me tell you, this extrovert doesn't get that. Like, what is going on? It's time to go do the things.
oh and right. I mean, that is such it's such a good and I like that about you. I like that you're able to adapt in that space that you didn't know. It's unclear and you're not sure. And I'm over here saying, sis, I get that. Like emotional capacity, like that's my day every day, in and out. That's my life. I live in that lane. And I think that you evolving into that space is elevating you as a coach on another level because of how you're able to expand your level of empathy and service. And you're going to attract even more introverts. I'm sorry, my bad, but there's more that's going to be coming because
That's
you you
okay.
you said our love language when you said emotional capacity, because I've talked about that on here quite a bit, because that's so important to manage that, be aware of it, acknowledge it, pour into it, all of that, and helping us be better leaders. So we've talked about several things. We've talked about several things today, and some of them I know you've shared. But if I were to ask you, what are three things that you want our listeners to remember or take away from this conversation today, what would those three things be?
One thing I would say, it's okay to not be okay. Just don't stay there and not ask for help. The second thing is, I would say, we cannot do life by ourselves. You can only think so far. You can't think past your own thoughts. Please allow help. Second time I said help. Third time, guess what I'm going to say?
Get help.
We need help to do this life. Literally, and especially as women, because we wear these all of the everybody's life, everybody's things, the husband, the children, the dog, the cats, everybody. We are responsible for everybody's everything. And then at the end of the day, we're left spent, like all I can do is fall into bed now. Ask for help, even if it's not, like, if you feel like you don't need a coach, you haven't lived long enough.
Right. Sometimes you might need one or two. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I need a
Village.
few.
It takes a village
Yeah.
to coach some of us. Okay, I am a some of us. So it takes a village.
Yes.
I'm cool with that.
Full tribe.
Yeah.
Full tribe. And allow it. But even before that, ask for help from your spouse, from your children. Like, you don't just automatically take it all on as I have to do this. Just ask. If you don't get it, then you know where you're at. But if you haven't asked, then don't fuss.
Don't fuss.
Don't fuss.
Don't fuss. This has been such a blessing to have you on, and I am looking forward to seeing how you evolve. I know there are great things continuing to come as you navigate this journey, and so I'm here for it. And thank you for being my fitness coach. I know that I personally am a challenge when it comes to being my coach. No shame. Sometimes I'm a bratty client. I am what I am. But hey, keeping it real. But
Thank you for trusting me.
yes, I trust you, and that's a lot, because when as we've navigated life, we've all had some things that have been hard. We've had some trust that haven't been kept in the right place, and so it's difficult sometimes to trust someone, but this is somebody that I do trust. Tell the listeners the best way to get in touch with you if they want to reach out to you to stay connected with you.
The absolute best way to get in touch with me is info@latashawhite.com. Just email me there. That is all you have to do. We can simply connect and figure out what your next best step is from there.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being a guest, and I look forward to We'll see. We'll see if there's another conversation happening as you get into some other things in your life. So I appreciate you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Take care.
Right, you too.